Welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about integers. In our last video we talked about whole numbers. We defined what whole numbers are, and we said whole numbers are numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, up to any number you please. Whole numbers, we represented them as positive numbers. Okay, they were positive numbers, right? But today we're going to be talking about integers and not whole numbers. And what is different between integers and whole numbers? In algebra, we extend the set of whole numbers by adding the negative numbers to them. So in algebra, when we have, for example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These numbers, we call them whole numbers, right? That's what we did in our last class. We call them whole numbers. But when we now have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, up to any negative number, -n, we call this kind of numbers integers. And I spell them as, we spelled I-N-T-E-G-E-R-S, integers. So that's what we call this kind of numbers. So in algebra, we have negative numbers and we have positive numbers. These numbers can be represented on a line, right? So if we have this long line here, this is the origin. Origin here means starting point. So let's give it 0. Okay, let's give 0 does not have a negative or positive value. It's just 0. So if you move to the right, this is the right, I call it the right side, and this is the left side. So any number that is going to the left is going to be negative, and any number that's going to the right is going to be positive. Also, as a number goes farther left, it becomes even smaller. So for example, we have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And here you have 1, you have 2, you have 3, you have 4, and you have 5. So as you move from left to right, the numbers become increasingly bigger. And as you move from right to left, the numbers becomes increasingly smaller. What that means is, say I'm moving this way. If I'm moving this direction, it becomes smaller, which means that 4 is smaller, is less than 5. Okay. It also means that 3 is less than 4, and 2 is less than 3. Okay, and 1 is less than 2, and therefore we say 0 is less than 2, right? 0 is less than 1. That also means that -1 is less than 0. So as you move further right, the number becomes even smaller, and as you move deeper, as you move further left, the number becomes smaller. As you go further left, even deeper, it becomes even smaller, which means that -5 is less than -4. Okay, and -4 is less than -3. Okay, so do not confuse this. -4 is less than -3. As you move to the left, the numbers become smaller. Okay, so for example, they can ask you, which one is smaller? Say in a question, they ask you a question, they give you a number line, and they say which one is smaller. They give you -4 and 0. Which one is smaller? Minus 4 is smaller because as minus 4 is going this way, as you move to the left, the numbers become smaller. So this is your origin. I'm going to call this the origin, okay? And as you move left of that origin, your numbers become smaller. So let's take another example. Say you are told take for example, say you're given a question and they say which of the following pair of number, which of the following numbers is smaller. So they give you option 1, they say 5 and 3. They give another option, they say minus 3 and 0. They give you another option, they said 4 and 7. And that option you have, option 4, you have 5 and 8. And the question is, which of these numbers is the smallest? Right? To me, this option right here give you the smallest number because minus 3 and 0 is smaller than any other number here. Okay, so that's how you answer questions like that. Don't forget, as you move to the left of your number line, number becomes smaller. And even though we write 6 like this, in reality, for example, it's actually plus 6, but we don't usually put a number there, okay? 0 is neither positive or negative, it's just 0. But 1 is positive, which is something as plus 1, and it is plus 1 is greater than minus 1, okay? So those are the things you need to remember when it comes to integer. So now let's discuss the opposite number of integer. For example, what is the opposite of 6? What is the opposite of plus 6? Okay, the opposite of plus 6 is minus 6. What is the opposite of plus 4? The opposite of plus 4 is minus 4. So let me give you a trick question. What is the opposite of 0? The opposite of 0 is 0 because 0 is neither positive or negative. So 0 is what we call an absolute value. 0 is an absolute value. Zero is an absolute value. It's neither positive or negative. Let me write right here. 0 is an absolute value. Okay. And the symbol we use for absolute is this double line. Anything that is absolute is positive. For example, what is the absolute value of minus 6? The absolute value of minus 6 is, you're going to put double line, minus 6 in there, that's equal to 6. Okay? What is the absolute value of minus 6? It is 6. And that question, what is the absolute value? What is the absolute value of these numbers? I'm going to write what is the absolute values of these numbers. This number A. No, let me give you multiple numbers. So let's say we have one number of this number. So let's say minus 1. So A we have minus 6, B, we have minus 4. C, we have 4. And D, say we have plus 10. So the absolute value of minus 6 is going to be equal to 6. You got to show how you got your answer. Minus 6, and that will equal to 6. The absolute value of minus 4 is going to be double line minus 4, and that will be equals to 4. The absolute value of 4 is going to be equal to 4, and that will be equal to 4. And the absolute value of plus 10 is 10. So when we say absolute value, the number is going to be positive. You cannot have an absolute value that is negative. It has to be a positive. Now, do not confuse this with the opposite number that we discussed earlier, because in opposite you can have both negative and positive. So the opposite of minus 4 is 4, but also the opposite of 4 is minus 4. So you can have both negative and positive. Let's do an example. You can say find the opposite of 12. The opposite of 12, the opposite of 12 is minus 12. All we just have to do is put a minus in there, okay? So another question is find the absolute value of 12. The absolute value of 12 is going to be equal to, you're going to put double stroke, put a 12 in there, and that will give you 12. So you see how it is different. The opposite value of 12 is minus 12, but the absolute value of 12 is 12. That's because in absolute value, there is no negative number. It's usually a positive number, okay? So let's move on to integers. Now, another thing is, in integer, we usually work with multiplication of negative numbers. You remember in our class we did addition, multiplication, subtraction. In integers, but everything we did was whole numbers. But now we're going to do that for integers. So which means you can have, say we have, for example, say we have, say find. So before we go there, we say minus times minus is going to give you plus, okay? Minus times plus is going to give you minus. You got to remember that. And then plus times plus is going to give you plus, okay? And then plus times minus is going to give you minus, okay? These are the rules that you want to remember. And I think we did this in our first class. So, take you given an example. Say find. So we say find the value. Find the value of minus plus 41. Remember, when we say we write plus a number, in reality, what we're actually writing is minus 41, okay? But we put it plus so that you can understand what we're talking about. So in this case, we have to open the bracket. To open the bracket, we're going to say that we're going to multiply this operator with this operator. So we have minus times plus. And what is minus times plus? Minus times plus is minus. Therefore, when we expand this number, we're going to get minus 41 as our answer. So minus 41 is going to be our answer in this case, because we say minus times plus is minus. So that will give us minus and then 41, okay? So that's how you solve that. Let's do another example. Let's do a second example. Say find the value. Let's do find the value. Find the value minus 17. Okay, so now we have two minus, one minus outside, one minus inside. So now we're going to use this rule here. Let me give it a color. I'm going to use this rule here. I'm going to use this rule. This rule that says minus times minus is plus. Okay, that's the rule we're going to use. Minus times minus is plus. So minus times minus is plus. So that gives us plus 17. And remember, we say when we have plus 17 is the same thing as just 17. We don't have to write a plus, but we write a plus so you can see what we're talking about here. So that's plus 17. So minus times minus is plus 17. Let's do another practice example just to drive this in. I'm going to do one more example, okay? Another example is, let's say we say find the value of, find the value of 3 plus minus 5. Okay, the value of 3 plus minus 5. So how do we do this? Again, we have 3. We're going to write out 3. And we have plus. We have to expand this bracket. So now we have plus times minus. And that is this rule right here. So we have this rule, plus times minus. So plus times minus is going to give us a negative number. It's going to give us a minus number. So when we expand this particular bracket, we're going to have 3 minus 5. Because plus times minus is minus. So now we have 3 minus 5. 3 minus 5 is what? Minus 2. Minus 2. And how do we get minus 2? Remember our number line. It's saying 3 minus 5. Let me show you. Let me draw the number line so we can have an idea of how we got minus 2. Because I want you to understand this very well. When you understand this very well, other things become easy. So I'm going to draw a line. Okay, I'm going to draw this line right here. I'm going to put my origin as 0. Okay, I'm going to have 0 right here. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't forget, these are negative numbers. So negative numbers here. So I'm going to call it negative numbers so that you know they're negative. And here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all positive numbers, okay? So when we say 3 minus 5, we have minus 5 right here. Minus 5 is right here, okay? So 3 minus 5, which means you move to the left by 3. That's what it means. 3 minus 5, you move to the left by 3, okay? So if you move to the left by 3, you count from minus 5. 1, 2, 3. And that gives you minus 2. So your answer is minus 2. 3 minus 5 means take a minus 5 and then move to the left by 3. And that will give minus 2. Let's do another example. This time around, I'm going to take all this off. Okay. I think I'm going to draw a long line here. I'm going to put my 0 here. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have 1. Don't forget this is negative. 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative numbers. And you have positive numbers, okay? So when you have a number line, and then use the number line to solve the question 5 minus 3. Use the number line to solve the question. So we have 1, 5 minus 3. We have 2. We have we have 4 minus 1, 3. We have 3 minus 5, 4. We have 1 minus 5, okay? And then number 5, we have 2 minus 3, okay? So these are all questions that can come up in ACT. Use the number line to solve the equation, to solve this equation, to solve this equation, this single line equation, 5 minus 3. So how do you solve this? 5 minus 3. Let me draw a double line here. So let's do the first one. 5 minus 3. It means you have minus 3, take minus 3, and then move to the right by 5. Why And let me make it another one. Let me make question 6. We're gonna have minus 1, minus 3. Okay, that's one we're gonna make, minus 1, minus 3. It says take 5, or take that 5, and you can do it both ways. When you see negative, it means to go to the left. When you see a positive number, it means to go to the right. Okay, so positive means to go to the right, count to the right. Negative means to count to the left. Okay, so 5 minus 3. Let me start from 5. 5 is a positive number, which is right here. I'm going to change the color to red. That way we can see what we're doing. So 5 is a negative number right here. This is 5 right here. So minus 3 means to go to the left. So let's go to the left by 3 points. Okay, go to the left by 3 points. So we're going to start from 5 and go to the left by 3 points. So let's go. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. So when we go to the left by 3 points, what do we have? We have plus 2. That tells me that 5 minus 3 is equal to plus 2, which is the same thing as 2. Okay, that's what I mean. I'm going to change this to black so it's even better to see. Let me change to black. Okay, so let me take this off and rewrite this. That way we can see it better. So that means that 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. Let's do the second question. 4 minus 1. So we're going to start with 4. Let me take this off right here. Draw the line again. Okay, so 4 minus 1. So let's start with 4. This is 4 right here. Minus 1 means to go, since it's a minus, that means we're going to go to the left by 1 point. So let's go to the left. So from 4, we'll go to the left 1. So we have 1. And that means 3. So that means that our 4 minus 1 is equal to plus 3, which is same thing as 3. Okay? Do you understand? Let's go to question 3. Question 3 says 3 minus 5. So we have 3. We have 3 right here. Minus 5, right? So we're going to start with 3. That's 3. And since we have minus, that means we're going to go to the left by 5. We're going to count to the left by 5. So let's start from 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we end up at 2 minus 2 because it's a negative number. So that means that 3 minus 5 is equal to minus 2. Okay. We're going to do another example for 4. So 1 minus 5. We're going to start with 1 and then we're going to count leftward by 5 points. So let's do that. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we end up with minus 4. So 1 minus 5 is equal to minus 4. Let's do the next one. The next one says that we have 2 minus 3. Let me take this off. We have 2 minus 3. So 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3, this is positive. 2 minus 3, okay. So we have 2 minus 3. So we're going to start from 2. Since this 2 is positive, we don't usually write, but it's actually positive. We're going to start with here, right here. I'm going to count. We're going to move up. We're going to move by 3 points to the left. So we're going to have from here. We have 1, 2, 3. So our answer 2 minus 3 is equal to minus 1. Then we have another one, minus 6 minus 3. Okay, so this one, the reason why I put this one so we can better understand it. So minus 1 minus 3. So minus 1 is on the left side, right here, right here. So the left side. So we're going to start from the left side. Okay. Because this is minus, so we're going to start from the left side and count to the left by 3. Okay, so we're going to have from here minus 1. We're going to have 1, 2, 3. So our answer is minus 4. So therefore, minus 1 minus 3 is equal to minus 4. So that is how you use the number line to solve questions. The more you solve questions, the better you become. And then you'll be able to solve these questions without using the number line. So let's explore this a little bit further and solve the question. Say find let me give you something. Say find the value of say -1. So let's say minus, let me just say minus, okay, minus the absolute value of -6. Okay, let's do that. So what is the absolute value of -6? We said that absolute values are usually positive numbers, right? They are usually positive numbers. Okay, so in that case, that means that let's solve this for this first. So this absolute value of -6 is going to be 6. So that means that we're going to have, therefore we'll have minus bracket plus 6. Okay, that's what we're going to have. So we're going to convert this absolute value to its actual answer, which is plus 6. Then after that, we're now going to multiply. So we'll now use our rule. Minus times plus is minus, right? So that means that minus times plus is -6. So our answer is going to be -6. Okay, let's do one more example on this. What is the value of minus say minus let me change that up a little bit. Absolute value of plus 2. Okay, again, absolute value is always positive, so the absolute value of plus 2 is 2. So you're going to have minus plus 2, and minus times plus is minus, so we're going to have it as -2. That is our answer. So that's the absolute value of plus 2 is 2, and then minus times plus 2 is -2. Okay, so I hope you guys have learned something here. Now let's go to the final way you can use everything we talked about today. Which is smaller? Question. Which is smaller? -5 and -2. Which one is smaller? Our answer here is -5. Why is it -5? Because again, as you go down, as you go more left to the number line, the numbers become smaller. 2 is right here and 5 is right here. So as you go this way to this side, it becomes the numbers become smaller. So that what that means is minus 1 million minus 1,000 is actually less than 0. Okay, it's smaller than 0. Okay, so as you go more minus, as your minus number become bigger, it becomes smaller. Okay, let me ask another question. Which one is larger? We say which number is larger, 0 and -2? Which number is larger here? The answer is what? -2. The answer is what? 0. 0 is larger. And another way they can ask is which number is greater. They can say which number is greater. So let me use greater here. So the number here is greater. You say 0 is greater than -2, and that is correct. 0 is greater than -2 because 0 is right here and -2 is right here. And as you move down to the left, your number becomes smaller. So 0 is greater than -2. I hope we understand. I hope we've understood this number line very well. It is not difficult. It's very simple, and it's very easy to understand if you follow the way I explained it. One thing you're going to see a lot when it comes to integers, when we're talking about integers, you're going to see signs. You're going to see signs like this. You're going to see signs like this. I briefly introduced this sign so that you can start thinking about it. We have this sign which means greater than. Okay, it means greater than. You're going to see this sign which means less than. Okay, you're going to see another sign like this which means equal to. Okay, you're going to see those signs And then there's another sign you're going to see. I'm going to write that to the top right here. You're going to see a sign like this, like that. And means this sign means greater. It's going to be, let me start with equal or greater than. It means equal or greater than. Okay, you see that sign, and then you're going to see something similar like this also that goes this way, which means equal or less than. Okay, so you're going to see signs like that, and we use this sign as a kind of a statement. Okay, so how do we use this sign? That's going to be our next class. How do we use this sign? How do you answer questions when these signs are used? And it's very easy. I'm going to go through it and explain it to you very well on how you use these signs. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel if you like our content. If you are not new to this channel, thank you for coming back to watch my video. I appreciate it. If there's any questions that you might have regarding this video or any recommendation, please do not hesitate to drop it in the comment section. I will read it and I'll provide feedback. Thank you again for watching my video. I appreciate it. Have a nice day. Bye bye.